I'm very excited for you to be here. You see this man as Giard, but I see him as Mr. Happiness. And thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation in your beautiful home and cookies and coffee. She's a great host. She's an amazing host.
It's in my blood. I can't help it. It's the way I was raised, you know. Some of the patterns we like to keep that are good, and some of them we have to go in deep and break them. Yeah.
Clean up.
Yeah, clean up. I like that. A clean up. Because, you know, sometimes a full break is not necessary, but a clean up is one way of...
Well, everyone's unique. Everyone's different. And the steps, the process is, it's individual time. So somebody's doing it very fast can actually hinder somebody else who's gonna need it to do it slow. So I love change. Change. Can we make a word with change that sounds like challenge? Yeah. There you go.
So. I love that. I love that. For our listeners, just in case you don't have a background about what Guy does, he's an author, established author, doctor, and has worked with one of the greatest, Patch Adams.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I went on volunteer clowning missions with him in Guatemala, in Russia, Peru, and I also went to India. Amazing. Hi, Giri, if you're listening to this. And but I'm not a clown. Although I do have.
I knew you were gonna bring them. I was. That's why I wore red, because I knew you were gonna bring this. I don't know if it can fit on my nose. Is this racially? Okay.
We love you all, guys. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you. So, for those who can't see, we have our red noses on, like our clown noses that we're just goofing off with. But one of the things that really attracted me to you being on this show today, and I realize now what a gift it is, because to be able to process this with somebody who's doing the work, because I experienced so much abuse during my... Well, still kind of now, it's a different type of abuse. It's from a distance, it's coercive control, but we have people in place to help us, you know, navigate that. But during the time when I was living here with my ex, I went through a lot. And it created a break inside of me that allowed me to shed off a lot of layers that were not serving me anymore. And we talked about this a little bit earlier before we started recording about creating space for people to be themselves. And sometimes that means creating distance. How has that ever happened to you, or do you have any, is it touching you in any way?
So deeply. And I have to say, I did live abuse, like sexual abuse at 3 years old, at 8 years old, by a group of men, gang rape, and by a 16-year-old woman when I was 3 years old, and other experiences. And basically, it just cut myself from myself. I became I wouldn't say a zombie, but I functioned. You know, I had no self-expression. I was a yes boy.
Yes.
The good boy. Yes. Do you know about the good girl?
Yes, I do.
Do you know guys know about the good girl and the good boy?
Oh. Yeah.
But actually, the good girl and like our body, our soul, always takes care of us and loves us. I know that sounds sometimes so difficult to believe, but for example, all my abuse souvenirs were unconscious. And it's only at the age of 33, 34, when I finally found a safe environment.
Can you say what you mean, abuse souvenir? What do you mean by that?
I had no memory of the rapes.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
You had blocked it out.
Yeah, totally. Yep. Totally blocked it out. Being a yes boy, being quiet. My dream was to be invisible. And actually my favorite animal, my pet animal, which today when I think of it, was a chameleon. And how perfect is that? You know, chameleon hides, doesn't move a lot. Only
you can blend in. You can blend in anywhere.
Only is exactly,
Yep.
exactly. And at the age of 33, when I was in a safe environment, and that's why I say the body loves you. The body really loves you. It takes care of you. So my body pushed away those memories because I couldn't handle it. And while I was studying abroad, I lived for 4 years in Amsterdam and 4 years in Paris. And it's while I was away from my family, my family of origin, mom, father, they were divorced, my 2 brothers and my sister. But basically, it took me 2.5 years living in Amsterdam, but in hiding, because I was worthless. I mean, you had that, that feeling?
Yes. I laid on this carpet for 1 week.
Wow.
All I would do is get up, go to the bathroom, maybe get some water, and I felt like my life was over.
Yeah.
And it's only when I saw a bug crawling, just not even realizing I was there. And I was like, this life is going to keep going with or without me. What am I going to do? So yeah, I know that feeling.
It's nice to be quiet. You know, when things, doing improv.
Yeah, it's true. The power of the pause.
The power of the pause. This was not an improv pause. It wasn't planned. But we are so afraid of feeling, of that we jump into noise, we jump into talking, or we jump, like, yeah, my mother passed away a few weeks ago. She was 93. So I got myself a nice 4 liter of wine. Maybe that's just a coincidence. I don't think so.
Because you didn't want to feel.
Because it just helped me, yeah. I was feeling it, but just like lowering the intensity.
Yep.
Or giving me breaks.
For sure.
You know, and not that I drink, you know, 1 beer a week or something like, no, not just like that. Anyway, so that was funny. Yeah. So the memories came back. So I was in Amsterdam studying. So I'm an artist, like painting, sculpture, drawing. I had exhibitions. I did a whole series of exhibition on Little Burgundy, where you live, and on the history of slavery. I made a movie, actually, but it's in French. C'est en français, donc je suis désolé.
Mais
donc,
non, c'est pas grave, c'est beaucoup de personnes qui parlent français, l'anglais, le même.
Je devrais faire, si quelqu'un veut m'aider à faire les sous-titres, surtout qu'avec les AI, aujourd'hui, c'est pas mal facile, hein, tout se fait automatiser. Donc, anyway, it's all online. I do have my website.
Cool.
So,
I will post it with this podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure. So I was in Amsterdam doing a master's in fine arts. I was making installations. And after 2.5 years, I came to a crisis where if I had a gun, I would shoot myself. I came to that point. And then for the first time in my life, I was at a party. You know, I was really a zombie. Then I was just kind of going through the motion, no feelings. And then a friend of mine, well, they say, we don't see you anymore, Guy. What's happening with you? Come, we're having a party. And I went, and I was just sitting there with my beer and you know, with my smoking. And then suddenly I just, for no reason whatsoever, I turned to the person next to me and I said, if I had a gun, I would kill myself. And it was like, but Guy, you're so happy, you're so smiling all the time. And that's when I discovered the wisdom of the body or of the soul. So I couldn't ask for help. My heart couldn't ask for help. So my body basically took over. And it turned and asked for help. And these people didn't laugh at me. These people didn't run away. They say, what's wrong? Talk to us, you know. And for the next month, suddenly I discovered something I never knew, which was friends. I never had friends before. And in Holland became my first Dutch family, my first family I ever had. And that's when I realized that if I had stayed in Canada, in Quebec, I would be dead. I needed to escape. So it took 2.5 years to come to that moment of shock.
Wow.
And then my life got better. I got my first official apartment. I signed a lease. I was living in a...
How old were you then?
I guess 31, okay. 32, in the 30s.
Yeah.
And so for the first time, I had a home. I wasn't living in hiding, in secret, you know. Basically, as the home was big as a big toilet, but it was my home. Yes. It didn't have a doorbell. It didn't have a phone, but it was my place, yes. You know. I had just had a solo show in Amsterdam. I felt good. And I had developed a friendship, like a kind of love relationship with a friend who had just broken up from a very abusive relationship.
Okay.
So she didn't want any relationship. And I wasn't in a state of relationship.
But you want a companionship.
And that's so yes. we basically came together knowing that it wasn't supposed to last, but we were just giving each other love and care. So at that precise moment, when I had my home, when I had my show, when a lease and a kind of girlfriend and positive sex for once in my life, that's a subject matter. And then I went to a yoga workshop. And when we did the relaxation, out of the blue, these scenes, I didn't know what to make of it. And I won't describe it now, but scenes came so visual. It's like, you know, of when I was a child of abuse, basically. And they say, what's this? Is this a dream? Is this real? I was like, so the body loves you. The body stores you, and it will reveal.
Yes, when it's time.
When it's time. So you have to be patient with yourself. You have to be loving with yourself. I know it's hard. I know I've learned to be patient. I've learned to trust the process, which is why I'm teaching it now.
Yes. Yeah. And that's why I'm so glad that you're here today, because there's been something that I've been struggling with I know has come up in this 2 or 3 years of dealing with legal proceedings and people of authority. And you mentioned in a podcast that you had recorded with a woman from Ireland, I forgot her name. Zane, yes. Yeah. And you had mentioned that when there are people in authority, we have to often have responsibility to them. Like we give them, it's not that we want to please them, but and it's not that we give them authority over ourselves, but we respect their authority. And what did I write down? People of authority, you feel free to be responsible to, especially in society. And then it made me think about, wow, Kate, now I understand why my issue is with authority. I have a big issue with people in authority. Because I'm the last of 5 children. I've seen things from a very young age that I knew were not right. And I knew that I had to say something, especially in the church. And I was such a shy person. It took abuse for me to speak up. So now when I'm going through all this stuff with the courts, the police, the DYP, all I see is people in authority that want you to respect their authority before they listen to you. And I have a problem with that. And I know that that's my problem, because that's my past and my trauma hindering me from following some societal rules that are going to help me to become more successful and to be heard. So I'm asking you, because I struggle emotionally to make myself vulnerable to somebody who is ego-based right now. They're not talking to me with their open heart.
Yeah, there's 3 words you just said. I don't know if I'm going to remember them, but for me, they're so loaded and important. You said struggle. You said vulnerable. And the first one, I like it when my memory goes blank. Yeah. It means that it's such a powerful word, problem. So my approach, my advice, words are so important.
Yes.
Words define who you are. And one word will mean something in somebody's experience, because we all live experiences. Experiences, and that's improv. That's doing improv. Doing improv is about living an experience.
Yes, it's
first,
so true.
as opposed to living in your head.
Yes,
so
and then putting it out.
That's what we can learn from improv. So, what were the 3 words?
Power, problem, challenge. No,
I'm a teacher. I'm
I know,
sorry.
me too.
I'm doing.
Me too. I was paying attention. It will come back. You mentioned the problem was the last one.
The problem, struggle, and vulnerability.
Vulnerability. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, without getting into your story, which it's not. I know you. I know you wouldn't mind. That's not the issue.
They know. Trust me. I've talked about this since 2020. Okay. Anyone listen to this, they know.
Go for it. Express yourself. But my I don't like the word advice, but my experience to you is to state whatever you just stated in the last minute, changing the words, replacing the word problem, the word struggle, and vulnerable. I know that's a tough ask from something that came out. So, okay, problem we can change with my situation. Okay, my present situation. Or since you're a wishful, hopeful person, you could say, okay, my present learning situation.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
My present learning situation. I love that because it doesn't mean it's past or future. It's right now, what I'm working on.
Yeah.
I love that.
And that there's something to get from it. That's going to make you make you a better person.
Yes.
Closer to your soul.
I love that.
Gift.
Yes.
That's my favorite word. So, okay, we got rid of the word problem.
Yep.
There. A struggle.
The reason why I say struggle, and you were talked about, doing that film in Little Burgundy covering slavery, because it feels heavy, Guy. It feels heavy to move forward with this burden of these people are not listening to me for reasons I can't change. I can't change my color. I cannot change my gender. And I cannot change my language. And it's like, it's struggle, because how do I navigate it how I am? So what happens is now is I have people in front of me powering through, because those people, like the lawyers, the DYP, they're listening to them because they're representing me, but they're not listening to me. And that taps into my trauma of being that little girl that no one listens to when she's speaking up.
And that's the vulnerable.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna...
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, because...
I'm so glad you're here. Let's talk about this. Oh, God.
So a little pause. Take your time.
Yes.
A little pause. Whatever you live through, you can create an amazing life, And I don't say that like a commercial, infomercial and stuff. But the reason why I wrote my book, and my book is my journey, The Courage to Love, is how, it's written basically like a mystery novel. Because I don't reveal, and because I didn't know until I was in my 30s what happened to me. But basically, why I wrote this book is to give hope and inspiration and tools, because I wrote in the book what I did, what steps I did, what books I've read, what kind of approach, and so that people, when they read this book, they say, oh, I didn't think I could do that, or I don't know this author, or I don't know this approach, this thing. So this little break here is just to say, I only talk about my experience.
Yes.
I don't talk about and then I talk my philosophy, but my philosophy is based on my experience and not picking from philosophies of other people. It's always from my experience I talk. So whatever you live through, whatever trauma, happiness is possible. Mm-hmm. It's possible. Okay, so back to you.
You know, that made me think about another question I wanted to ask you, and we can always oscillate around. I'm okay with that, because you had shared in another podcast recording about grief and helping your children navigate their grief when your when your father passed and when your mom passed, like your daughter, how hard it was for, I think it was a grandfather that had passed away. Yeah. And I wanted to tap into that because you said something, you know, you're not always happy, obviously. And there's a reason for that, because you're human. But when we're dealing with grief and children, how did you navigate that with your daughter and even yourself? How do you navigate grief?
Well, grief is a natural emotion. Mm-hmm. Grief is part of the healing process. We each have different levels, and it takes time. How I grieve will be different from my wife and from my daughter. Being present, open, you know, non-judgmental to whatever the person, be it a child or a spouse or a friend, needs. Trying to help is always the worst thing to do.
Yeah.
Being present and listening to their needs.
What if it makes you feel uncomfortable to see your child, feel your child sad?
Well, and I think this is a very important subject, because there's not so much two levels, but on the first level, we're all souls having an experience. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what age, color, race, culture, that's irrelevant. It's at one level, that is totally irrelevant. We're all souls having this amazing, this gift. Yes. This is a gift. Oh my God, this is such a gift to be alive. Wow.
It really is.
Sorry, I got it out of my chest. Oh my God.
It really is.
So, it's such a gift. So, that's one level. The other level is that we are incarnate. Mm-hmm. Okay, and this is what I teach. I'm sorry if I keep talking about what I teach, but this is what I believe. This is my philosophy about the 5 levels of being. So when we choose to incarnate, I don't believe in incarnation or reincarnation, or use whatever word you want. But I'm here. Mm-hmm. Ow. And Lorraine's here.
I'm here too.
Okay. Yeah. Call it what you want. Are we spirits? Are we pixels on your iPod? On your... You know? We are here. Yeah. Okay? So for now, I use the word incarnate. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean I believe. You know, I use the word spirit. I use the word soul. Use the word that basically means you are here. Mm-hmm. That's all. That's whatever word. So, what I practice. There we go. I won't say teach anymore. Yes. I won't say philosophy.
But you practice.
What I practice, you know. And the word practice is important in so many levels, because practice means not being perfect. A sportsman will practice for 20 years. He's not meant to achieve the next month his goal. Mm-hmm. He's practicing. Yes. He's going towards something. So I have a practice. So put your hand up. Thank you. So it's always in 5. So you can touch at the same time. Okay. So it's the mind, the body, the soul, and the universe.
And the universe, yes.
These are our 5 levels of being. Can you repeat them?
The universe. I'm going to go backwards, sorry.
Okay.
The universe.
But you have to, then you have to do...
So the universe, Oh my goodness. The mind, the heart, the soul, and the body. And this reminds me of the star. Yeah.
The mind?
Mind.
Mind, heart, body.
Mind, heart, body.
Mind, heart,
body. Soul, universe.
There you go.
Mind, heart, body, soul, universe.
Yeah, because mind, heart, body, that's like the really...
Yes. Yes.
You're there, yes. I'm here. That's you know. And most, I mean, for generation, we have books written on the mind, body, whatever, spiritual connection, blah, blah, blah. They always leave it to 3. And for years, I was working on these 3. And it took me a lot of time to finally figure out the 4th one. And then the 5th one, which is the universe, you know, the fact that we are here and stuff like that. Okay, so why am I meaning that with grief? So, like I say, on one level, we're all the same. We're all one spirit, one experience, one beingness. But we are incarnate, you know. And when we are incarnate, then you come a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a black person, a white person, you know. I'm going to adjust my monitor. What did he just say? Oh my God. You know, a Jewish and a Muslim. There you go. Thank you. They're so confused. Now, the plant is right.
Yes, yes.
The plants are always right. Anyway, so.
They are, actually. They are, actually. I'll just a little side note before when I was in this abuse, all the plants were just like this.
Oh.
But a week after he had left, everything just came alive. People would come in, and you too, when you came in, you're like, wow, it's very tropical in here because of this. Anyway, they're alive.
The energy.
Yes.
The energy is so beautiful, so powerful. So, as a mother, as a father, as a parent, then there's a role that you, I'll use the word need to, that you not need yourself, but you need to. As a parent, you know, I have a practice which looking at the result, I say, okay, this is a positive practice. So then to my daughter, then I say, as a parent, it's my job to show her those practices. Okay, so that's the level of responsibility. You could say at the incarnate level. But at the universal level, where we're all the same, you are only responsible for your own choices. But you're not responsible for the results.
When the results affect you in a negative way, when do you hold other people accountable for their choices?
And that's next week. So stay tuned. Same time, same hour next week.
And I know, and that's for me, that's where the soul comes into place. When you get, for me, this is what's helped me, is when I get in contact with my soul and to seek out the soothing, because there's some things that are happening on this earthly realm that don't make any sense. It's not fair, and it just is. But how can I find peace? I have to tap into my soul.
Wow, I'd love it, like, in a few months or a year, we'll have the same conversation, and she'll be like the plants when they went. You know, not that I'm judging or measuring, but I know so much. I know totally so much what you're talking about. And I know my stance, you know, there's kind of shock therapy, and there's therapy where you speak for years and years and years, and there's therapy through the body, and there's EMDR, which I did because
I love it
because it's very good for trauma, for past trauma.
It's helped me so much.
I'm a very gentle soul, a very gentle person in the way I guide people. I'm a mentor. I guide people. But in my process, there are, I wouldn't call them shocks, but there are moments where, you know, where the king's naked. What's the you know the story?
The Emperor's New Clothes?
The Emperor's New Clothes.
Yeah.
There's moments where you say, oh, when the cat plays with the mirror, and then suddenly
sees a reflection,
he puts his paw behind.
Oh.
And then it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, where'd it go?
Oh, bad word, bad word.
It's okay.
What the beep? Okay, so I give you a concrete example.
Yes.
And you're going to go, oh, damn. Okay. How just one concept can change your life. Just one word. Very simple. So, if one day I come to you and I say, you were adopted. And it's true. And like, it's true. It's not like, you know, what do weeks or months to do research. And at one point you say, okay, now just that one word or concept changes your whole life story. It changes your whole past.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, and then you can say, oh, that's why this happened and this happened and this happened. And then that's not their fault, or you're just like,
yeah.
But all it took is one word.
I know.
All in one word. Yes. So when you tell, can you, if we could rewind. Yeah, yes. Exactly. Yeah. Like doing improv again. We're going backwards. If I go like, and let's do a fast word. So I'm pushing the button when you said that, I don't know if you don't have to repeat exactly the same word. When you said, I know I can be responsible, but how can I deal with the people who are not?
How can I hold people accountable for their choices that are impacting my life?
Okay, that is so wrong.
What's so wrong?
What you just said. Why? It is so wrong.
Please tell me why, because I want to get it right.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, this is the thing about, like I say, the word about being adopted. Basically, what you say, I don't know, you know, if I could like heal. Oh my God. You know, I don't think one word can do that. Yes. Because, you know, you've got your own process, but you did invited me here at this moment in time. So maybe it's a time where you are ready to let go of some of these things. But
when the student is ready, the master shall present.
There we go. When the student is ready, the nose appears. I'm Mr. Happiness. Monsieur Bonheur. Monsieur Bonheur, Mr. Happiness. There you go. Life coach, public speaking, workshop, happiness workshop, how to be happy. So what I mean by this is that simple phrase you just said now about how people accountable, and I feel that, and when I'm answering, like, I'm not answering to you directly because you have to, it's like you can bring the horse to the
water, but you can't make them drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm showing you the process, and it is about letting go.
Yes.
And in my practice, thank you, I found that word. Okay, so now this is a test for you guys and girls listening there. Okay. What are the 5 dimensions of being? You can say them, but not out loud. Like, you put your hand up and you can mouth them with me. Okay. So, there we go. So, the mind, the heart, the body, the soul or spirit, and the universe. You know, all these fingers, there's a meaning why I use those fingers. There's a reason for that. But basically, when you want to forgive, when you want to let go, when you have what did we replace problem with? Can you remember?
We replaced it with presence. What am I presently learning, or what am I presently?
Presently, you like the word present?
Yeah, I do, because it's a gift.
Yeah, okay, that's why.
Gift. It's a bit slow. It's okay.
That's okay. Yeah. Because I talk about situation, but situation is in the present. So the present situation.
Yes.
So
present situation.
So grief, forgiving, accountability, all these, you know. So in a nutshell, the 5 practice I have about how to, because when you say let go and whatever, that's so abstract and so, yeah, I let go, but it's letting go like this is like replacing one boyfriend for another. You end up in the same mess.
Okay, so yes, when you're dealing with what level though, because I feel like if you're letting go at the mind level, you can let go at the heart level. You can let go at the body level, the soul level, and the universal level. But for me, I feel like I've let go at the soul, but my body has not let go. My mind has not let go. And that's what I struggle with. Because I know I need to forgive.
Well, okay. So many things there. So many words in there. Oh my God. Oh.
You told me there was no boundaries.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's like, no, but you're the perfect example, you know, so you can relate. So one of the key words you use now is need. That's a very important one. So I'll just go back to the 5 things.
Yes.
How we forgive with the mind. Okay. Now, you like word games.
I
like
do.
Me.
I
like,
do.
Okay, so forgive. You give back what doesn't belong to you.
Got you. Okay.
Okay, you give for it.
Yes.
So whatever abuse, insult, you say, has nothing to do with me.
That's true. Give it back.
I'm giving you back your abuse.
I'm giving you back your insecurities. I'm giving you back the
It has nothing to do with you. Now, that's with the mind. With the heart, it's compassion. Now, how you reach with compassion, these are all big subjects, but basically, I'm sure you've heard that phrase before, only hurt people. Hurt people.
Yes.
So these persons who are lacking you of respect, who are abusing you in words or actions or feeling, they are only repeating what they have suffered themselves.
Yes, that is true.
And they couldn't forgive. So they're stuck. They're stuck in that loop. They're stuck in that pain. So when they come to you, they give to you what naturally they can only give. Yeah. So it's nothing personal.
Yes.
Okay.
This I'm learning.
What the first one is give back, forgive. Second one is compassion. Now, the other ones, that's like next level stuff. Wait. I'll just sorry.
No.
I'll just say them because
please say them.
That's when I break people.
And I'm okay. I'm already broken. You can break.
I love this. So, forgive, give back, feel compassion, gratitude. You thank them for abusing you. And you say, what the fuck? Oh my God.
Improv brought me to gratitude. Because I would never have the time to do what I'm doing now if this didn't happen. I would have full custody. So I am grateful because I can do shows, I can do comedy, and I know it's because of this situation. So I just got to gratitude last year. Yeah. Good one. Okay. Forgive, compassion, gratitude. Soul.
Did I skip one? And
okay.
Take a little By the way, for the last 40 years, I've been writing in journals. So people who work with me.
Beautiful penmanship.
Oh, thank you.
My goodness. Were you taught by nuns?
Most likely.
Yeah, I was just going to say. This looks like cursive that nuns teach. That's beautiful. I love keeping journals as well, too. I have a whole box. Oops.
Okay, no, it's okay. It's okay. Because I skip.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Okay, so what do we got?
No. So I'll just and then we wipe. Okay, so the mind is give back, forgive. The soul, the emotions, the heart is compassion.
Mm-hmm.
This one you didn't do. Clean slate.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. That's not going to happen for a while.
I love, guys, beautiful lesson from Lorraine. For a while.
It's true.
No, because I was speaking with Patch Adams, and I wasn't a clown before. I'm not a clown. I am not a clown. I am not a clown. If anything, I'm a pirate. Not a parrot, but I'm a pirate. So that's another subject matter. But basically, I forget what we were talking about, and
not yet.
About going. No, I forgot what I was speaking with Patch about.
Okay.
But basically that I couldn't do something. I say, but I can't do this. And he looked at me and he said, Guy, you can't do this yet.
Yeah, exactly.
These words are so important. Yes. So yet, and the one you use, if you remember, you guys, there's a test after this, by the way. Is for a while.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Life is, can you do something like that? There we go. Life is flexible.
Yes.
Life is about flexibility.
Yes, like water.
Feeling the flow. And, okay, so clean slate. Number 4 is gratitude.
Okay.
Thanking him.
Yes.
You don't have to mouth, I thank you for raping me. You're such a gift to my life. No, you don't. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last one. Okay. Remember the mind, the heart,
forgive,
the body,
compassion, clean slate, gratitude.
And the last one is Cool and the Gang.
Oh,
celebrate! Yeah. Come on.
Let's celebrate.
Which means celebration. And again, these are just words.
Yes.
Very important. Use the word that speaks to you,
yes.
to your heart, to your soul,
yes.
to your spirit. So, celebrate means metaphorically or physically, you invite the person who raped, abused, who is abusing you. You have a party and you dance and you drink and you have fun. You celebrate. I like her face. I love her face. Because when you're ready, when you are ready,
yes.
when you are ready. Okay? What does this mean? When you are ready is that you understand that we are all human. And we're all here to learn something
yes.
and to do something. And when you've reached that state of and what I call awareness and presence, you know, I'm a big, that's one of my keywords is awareness, learning aware. There's 3 steps. My first step is awareness. Just become awareness of your present. That's it. That's simple. Second step, being aware of what to let go. And third step, which we totally didn't speak about yet. Oh my God. This is so intense. What are you doing to me? Oh my God. Oh, poor people out there. We're so intense. Anyway, what to let in. What to let in. Okay. A, being aware. B, breathe it. We let out.
Yep.
We let out. And then taking in, out, in. So that's, we get this beautiful wave. So, do you know the movie Zorba the Greek?
No.
It's an old classic movie with Anthony Quinn, black and white. I try to have my family watch it. It's too slow. It's not a Marvel movie. Exactly. It's not a, today a Mission Impossible or Indiana Jones, whatnot.
It's something you watch at the chalet when there's nowhere to go.
Well, when you're laying down on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I won't spoil it won't spoil the movie.
Okay.
But basically, it's a very big metaphor. You can read the book. I'm sure you like to read books, so maybe read the book.
Okay.
Because I didn't read the book, but it's supposed to be much deeper and better. In the book, you have more time to go in each character and stuff like that.
Of course.
But basically, it's a white, straight man who inherits something in Greece, and he goes there, and it's a mine, and he eventually hires a Greek guy, and the Greek guy is all over the place. He's a drunkard with sex and stuff, and the white guy, basically, let's forget white guy, the convention, the norm guy, the guy with the rules, and then Zorba is the unruly one, is the expressive one. So it all basically falls apart, and in the end, Zorba dances, which is the music. Ta-da, ta-da. Da 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 da, bum 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 bum, da 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 da, bum 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 bum, da da bum 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 bum, da da bum 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 bum, da da bum 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 bum, da da bum 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 bum, da da bum 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 bum, da da bum 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 bum. Anyway, so. We'll put the reference after. Yes. It's a classic movie. You have to watch it. But basically, he does number 5. He's a perfect example of number 5.
So I haven't done number 5 and number 3 yet.
Do you know a Ho'oponopono?
Yes, this I know very well. I do the Ho'oponopono prayer for the whole situation. But I haven't come to the clean slate part because, I haven't. Because
what the...
Exactly. I'm still there. I'm still holding on to what I lost. And I need to let it go so I can have the clean slate. But I'm still so pissed off that my profession, my business, were all taken from me because of one person. And what they said. You said it.
Yeah. Asshole is it's a beautiful place. It's a bad person, but it's a beautiful place. There's nothing wrong with that. And these are just words. No. I can mind meld and kind of.
This is a mind meld. This is a mind meld.
And I can say the words you won't say, which is fine because they don't have the same load.
Yeah.
As they have for you, which is, we're in the same universe. So,
and that's what's helped me so much, actually. I'm glad that you said that. Carrying the load, learning to let other people carry parts of my load has helped me to be free, to get out and do improv, to celebrate myself and my own accomplishments. Having someone hold this for me, like the legal aid lawyers, the DYP, you hold that and deal with it. Because I don't want it right now. Because I really want to work on myself. It's changed everything. Being able to ask for help.
Oh boy, if you read my book.
Yeah, we are going to actually put this on our Instagram podcast page. So if you want more information about it, you can actually DM me. Because this is definitely going to be on my reading list.
And it's on my website, and there's ebooks. Paper, hardcover, softcover, and eventually audiobook, which I'm not reading because people are going to go insane hearing my accent for 12 hours. if you know, I started to do a reading of the book with YouTube.
Okay.
So I did the first 4 chapters. Okay. So you could, again, more links to send you. Because once you know me and you see me reading the book, The Courage to Love.
Yeah.
It's not my accent is okay. It's fine.
And I love the child on the cover. You know, it's a beautiful photo. It reminds me of one of the decisions I made when I chose to have Sparrow. Is that I knew that I was gonna have a child, and I knew I was gonna have a boy child.
Okay.
And I knew that he was sent for his father to heal. I knew. I strongly still believe this. This has been a pleasure for you to be here today, and I would love for you to come back. I'd love to do this again. I'd love to go deeper. I feel like this is just the surface that we just cracked for the crème brûlée. We just cracked it.
I love it. Crème brûlée is so good. It's so good. But I'll give you one more thing before we go.
Please.
Actually, it's one diagram. Like I just, you saw it. I posted this week.
Okay.
My practice, my whole in a very easy diagram, so people can know what we're talking about the five dimensions of being, and about forgiveness, compassion, clean slate, gratitude, and celebration and stuff. And there's a new one I was just working on this morning because it's in my book, but I didn't. I was making it clean, so I might post it today or tomorrow.
I think I already see a word that I love already in this faith. But we'll go. We'll go there.
So let's see. Okay, that's not too bad. So what I'm talking about is this image. So you see, there's a chain, a row of blocks, and then there's a splicing something, and then it goes into. Okay, so I'll just open it up again. There we go. So guys don't see us for a moment, but it's this image there. I'm going to show it to my dear friend here, Lorraine. Okay, so the chain, the break, and the awakening. So let's see if I can do this. And it has to do with what you just spoke about.
Yes, please.
And about how do you get to gratitude and how do you get to celebration. Okay, so basically the chain is basically, so your belief system, what you transmit comes from your parents, which came from their parents and 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 their parents. It's an amazing, it's a chain. Now, so you have this chain, and in my drawing you have this thing, trauma, call it what you want, that's breaking the chain. Okay, now I'll give you a story example here. Okay, let's say since your birth you were always with very extremely tight shoes, and each time you're growing you always have tight shoes. A teenager, tight shoes. This is you, and you sleep with tight shoes. It's like all your life that's all you've known. Okay. Now, at the age of 30, a robber comes in the middle of the night and steals your shoes. You wake up and your feet are hurting like hell. They stink. They're blue and purple and stuff like that. Now, 99.99% of the people will scream, "Who stole my shoes? I need my shoes." Because all the pain come after the robber came and took my shoes. But the real issue is all the pain and the stink and the blue and red color comes from wearing the shoes. It doesn't come from the person who robbed you.
That person who robbed you is actually a beautiful gift.
And that's such a hard one. I agree.
Yes.
I was raped. I was violently raped.
I was too. Not violently, but been there.
So we understand that. But we needed that. And I know. Keep calm. Yeah. But we needed that to wake up from that chain, which means going from generations.
Yeah.
So a good, once you feel that, when you taste that, when you experience that, then you feel compassion for the person who raped you.
I know.
Because poor guy or poor women who raped you, because
that was okay.
That was their incarnation. That was their purpose in life. I was lucky enough that in my chain of century generation is to be powerless. So I could never attack somebody. I could never follow my needs and stuff like that. So I didn't have that in me. I'm lucky. I'm lucky because I don't have to deal with the guilt, the hurt, the shame of somebody who says, "Oh, I've raped this kid." Yeah. Inside, you know, they're in pain.
Yes, of course, they have to be. Yeah. They have to be. And you can't, and even like you said, they might be able to block it out, but it's still in there.
And they're suffering. So once you know this, then step number 2 gets easier. You know, compassion. Yeah. Compassion for the person who had the role of abusing you. Yeah. You know? Yeah. That's so sad for them.
I know.
Because today you've freed yourself and you've discovered happiness. You've discovered freedom. And without that person,
I know.
You wouldn't have that freedom, this awareness, this joy, this amazing gift. So to finish, and next time we can talk about what do we take in. So what we practice with the mind, listening, with God, so excited now. So with the mind, okay, listen, love. I always go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a reason, so I don't have to repeat mind, heart, body. So listen, love, create, express, and play.
I love that.
Listen, love, create, express, and play. This is all in my table that Lorraine's going to post. It's all there. And lastly, because we do have to close off, you know, it's time. So what we bring in. And the ability we've lost. Oh my God. And okay, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, very simple. Dream.
Ooh.
Dream. Passion. Follow your passion. Live your gift. We're all about giving and not about taking. Okay, of course, I'm going to forget them now. I'm so much into my passion. So actually, I let you discover the last two one. It's going to be online. It's going to be there. But basically, dreams. I lost my dreams. I found my dream. Dream, passion, and gifts. And the last one is fun. So anyway, so
play, yes.
How to finish
I
this.
love that.
Play is the action, it's the verb. So the verbs are listen, love, create, express, and play.
That's what I love.
These are the 5
These
words.
that I love. And
this is the practice, the doing.
It's through play that it's helped the emotions to flow through.
So many things. So last word, because you were so kind in sharing your story with me. So advice. I don't like the word advice, but the practice I'm sending along with you and other people there is the idea of expectations. And if I was working with you in a one-to-one basis, like a weekly session and stuff like that, of all our talk today, when you say that you're not ready to, and it's take a time, whatever, then for me the bobo under the Band-Aid is expectations. Many of the words you've used come back in the start of it are expectations. So I'm sorry, I don't want to finish on such a...
it's all good. This is part of the learning, and this is part of developing a greater sense of awareness for self, and this is exactly what the Star Parent is all about. It's about doing whatever it takes to make you shine, because you will.
Make you shine. I love it. So... we love you. You are amazing.
So
I'm Mr. Happiness, Monsieur Bonheur.
And I'm the big mouth woman.
Oh, I love the big mouth woman. She's amazing. She's great. Wow. So thank you for being with us. Go see my website. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. I answer your emails, answer your messages. So I'm open to you guys. There you go.
Thank you so much. Ciao.
Bye, everyone.
See you.